Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to talk about crafting, gathering, and how you can make money from your life skills in Lost Ark. So first, just a few basics so that new players would be able to keep up with the rest of the video. There's 6 professions shared across all of your characters on one server. These 3 don't have tier 3 gatherables. These other 3 have tier 3 gatherables. What that means is that any wood, rock, or plant you gather in any zone around the world will give you the same materials. So it doesn't really matter where you gather these. On the other hand, fishing, hunting, and excavating have extra materials based on the zone you're in. Tier 2 zones like Phaeton and Yorn have a chance to give you tier 2 materials, and tier 3 zones like Punica and soon South Vern can give you tier 3 materials on top of the regular ones you get from any zone, yeah? Having that said, I don't really recommend that you go back to Log Hill and start gathering there. East Lutera or beyond is my recommendation, and if you've reached level 50 without gathering a single gatherable, all your professions are at level 1, that's not a problem because any zone has, level 1 things to gather where you can start leveling up your professions. Of course, the higher the zone, the higher the tier of the zone, the more you're gonna find these level 20 or 30 gatherables that you're gonna need actually to have a profession which matches the level of the gatherable. But there's level 1 gatherables almost everywhere. On top of higher level resources, there's also higher grade gatherables, right? That have a chance to give you more materials and the higher chance of dropping the higher grade of those materials. Resources are displayed on the map for each zones, islands included. An amulet increases, for example, crafting proficiency by a specific number, so you can, for example, go gather a higher level resource sooner. It also gives you some other cool perks. The collectible that rewards you with this amulet, the World Tree Leaves, has no reliable way of being collected. It's pure RNG from gathering anywhere. You can get 2 in a row, or you can cut thousands of trees like I did, go to level 35 in logging and only have 5 leaves from logging as a profession. You need tools to gather, by the way, and there's a variety of grades they come in. The difference in between the grades are the number of extra perks you get. Green has 2, blue has 3, etc. Perks are decided again by RNGs, so bad perks on a tool means you need another tool. Kinda sad times if you're talking about relic tools, but it is what it is. The best perks depend on the profession. A herbalist, for example, doesn't need gathering speed on the gloves, right? So that's a bad perk on a tool. Logging, however, is actually bearable with gathering speed on the tool. Excavating is much less stressful with minigame with a minigame difficulty perk, for example, that lowers the difficulty of the minigame you're gonna play. We're gonna talk about that in a moment. You can craft these tools at the workshop menu. They need a variety of gatherables and also a tool crafting kit, which is a drop from excavating. These crafting kits can be found in chests that can appear instead of the relics, but also guaranteed from any excavation treasure map. We're gonna get to those treasure map in a moment. Alternatively, you can find them on the auction house, right? Because they are tradable. So you can sell yours and you can buy other people's. Tools lose regular durability as you gather, so you need to repair them by paying silver at any tool repairer merchant or from your pet if you have the crystalline aura enabled. Once a tool has lost all of the durability, you cannot use it anymore. You consume 1 point of durability every time you gather a resource. Tools have a set max durability as well, and they lose from the max as you gather. Restoring a tool to max durability is a different process than just paying the silver to restore the durability that was lost. It's done from the second tab in the tool repairer interface, right? Whether you're in a merchant or you're in your pet, doesn't matter. And it needs an item which you can craft at your stronghold. Alternatively, you can buy this item from the second tab of Mari's secret shop, this one right here. Not sure why the text is purple as the item you get is green, but hey, it is what it is. Rule number 1 in making money from gathering and crafting in Lost Ark is you always need to calculate yourself what are the prices around you. crafting in Lost Ark has always been and always will be a seasonal thing. It depends on the season. Is Valtan coming? What do people need? This consumable, that consumable. Is Brilchaza coming, or is a new class coming? What do people need? Where are they at? This is how you make money from crafting in Lost Ark. It's not like, oh, I'm a potions maker and I'm always gonna make potions forever, regardless if I'm losing gold right now or if I'm making them, right? So calculating is very, very important in Lost Ark. For example, 1000 work energy spent on logging right now makes you 80 gold with today's prices on EU Central, by the way, if you sell the materials. Could be better or worse in NA, I do not know, but we're talking about what we have in front of us. Bottom line is that 100 timber, 50 tender timber and 20 sturdy timber is an average of what you get from 1000 work energy spent on logging. This is without luck charms, and this is at level 35 also, so a little bit more success rates, right, just because you're leveled up. The same 1000 energy but consumed on excavating nets us 140 gold. On average, 1000 energy spent on excavating in a tier 3 zone gets you around 230 ancient relics, 60 ancient relics and around 70 Oreha relics. This is basically 5 green relic spots discovered plus 1 purple minigame, right? And you can also get lucky and get more. So excavating is very worth it at the moment, assuming we're selling the materials. Again, same as with logging, if you craft those materials into something, the profit is a little bit bigger. We're gonna get into crafting in a moment. Now, if we take a step further into how people are making money out of gathering, is creating characters on another server. Characters on another server share the same economy with the server you're on, assuming you're playing on the same region, right? But at the same time have their own energy of work that gathers up. Think about it like this: 10,000 energy of work, which is the maximum that you might have unless your account level is very high, but let's say 10,000 is recovered over 48 hours. So every 2 days these people log into that other server, they spend that 10,000 on archaeology. Of course, they have to have a level 50 character, right? So they can do archaeology in proper places, and then they make out of this, as we discussed, around 140 gold at today's prices per 1000 energy, because this is the free one, right? You're not paying any diamonds to get it. This just recovers. Let's do a quick math calculation just so you can see let's say the value in doing this. Let's assume you want to buy some diamonds, right? You want some gold in Lost Ark. Now if you buy this particular pack, for example, you can buy, let's say a boost is going to be $15. I don't think it's gonna be 15, I think it's gonna be 10, but let's assume it's gonna be 15 for the sake of science, right? $15 gets you 1.5 of these. That is 1,500 of these royal crystals. Now, if we go to the currency exchange right here, for 1,500 royal crystals, you can buy 6 times 410 gold. Let's say 7 times, right, for the sake of science. 7 times 410 gold, that's 2,800 gold you can buy for your $15. Instead, you can pay those $15 to boost up another character to 5960 item level in a tier 2 zone on another server, and that character makes you back this 2.8k. It makes you back in 4 days. 2 times you gathering 45 minutes, and you already have basically paid for the $15 you would have spent otherwise buying gold. Even though having characters on another server is a good and easy way of making extra gold from crafting and gathering if you enjoy this lovely process, some people even have characters on different accounts on the same server as their main account. This way they can skip the auction house trading and they can just mail themselves the gold that they make on a different account, right? This is a bit in the gray area according to Amazon Games. Last I read about it was a couple of months ago, so yeah, I wouldn't bother myself with that. Just different servers is fine, easy, especially with the incoming boosts, and you make your money back very, very fast. Maybe you're not into all of that jazz. Maybe you don't care about alts, especially alts on another server. You just want to know how to make some gold with the energy that you have on your main account, and that's it. Before we get there, just a couple of brief things that are important connected in between the stronghold and crafting. First of all, there are a lot of researches that help with your crafting. Crafting speed, crafting great success chance, crafting cost. Cool. So the workshop, Let's get another basic thing out of the way. There is a chance that any of these items that you craft at your stronghold will proc, giving you double the materials, right? These chances are in Jesus, same as many other things in Lost Ark. I've crafted here some flares, for example. Let's just accept all and see if we procced anything. Yes, this great success chance is dictated by, obviously you saw that research to invite a priest, right? But there is also here in the manor, there is a very interesting place that you can further increase this great success chance. This one, for example, the train that everyone got in the Platinum Founders Pack, yeah, it looks really bad, but at least it gives us something very nice, which is crafting great success chance plus 4%, and also in the special area, crafting action energy consumption minus 2%. What is the special area? What is the special in front? Here in the workshop, we have several tabs, right, with several crafts inside them. This special tab is this gear enchantment materials, for example, and also the maps. This is very important. This tab is very important in general. It's one of the biggest money makers in terms of crafting in Lost Ark. So having this particular train or having stuff that gives you more chances on the special tab, as you can see right here, this is very, very nice. It's not only the train, there's other things as well. In the outfit section, this one right here, again, we have outfits for a variety of things, and many NPCs in the game that you max out your rapport with have outfits that you can buy. These outfits, after you purchase them with blue diamonds, you can add them here in this place and they give you a variety of things. For example, Artisan's holiday outfit, which is lovely, by the way, gives you a minus 2% crafting time for all of the crafts, and also crafting great success rate for all of the crafts, plus 1%. This is very nice. Lastly, let's take a look over the things that you can craft, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts on some of them. I've left this part of the video for the end, simply because I don't believe there's an item that's the best, or a series of items that these are the best items. In Lost Ark, what's best today might not be best next week, and it's been like this since the game began in 2018. I can tell you all about Kaldar fusion material, and that next week there's the Glavier, and the first time we get the boost and people are going to be in tier 2, thus be maybe more incentivized to buy this to get out of tier 2. But if you're watching this video in July, there's not going to be any Glavier patch next week from that moment. And if you're watching this video in October, we might even get tier 3 boost, so nobody's going to be in tier 2 buying Kaldar fusion material anymore. So because of this and many other reasons, yeah, research. This is the best thing to craft in Lost Ark. Always check the prices on the broker, on the auction house, to see what's worth it. Is this worth selling these mats or actually crafting this, adding the cost and seeing you know, how much profit do I get. The same goes for everything else that's available to be crafted. Elemental HP potions. Right now you lose money basically by not selling these materials and crafting your elemental HP potion, and the only thing you rely on is the proc chance. At the same time, maybe in a few months from now, when content gets more difficult, when there's going to be a shortage of potions from free sources, like we've had so many so far since the release, then maybe these are going to be actually viable. Later on, when you can reach level 40 stronghold and you can craft a splendid elemental HP potion, which allows 9 uses as opposed to 7, and content actually gets difficult enough for people to be encouraged to use that, maybe that's gonna be a good item to craft. So again, for the last time, research. However, let's just go through these tabs worth mentioning. Kaldar fusion material, this is everything from the special tab is actually pretty interesting. The gear enchantment materials will always go good, of course, because everyone wants to always hone their gear. Kaldar fusion material is good when people have characters in tier 2, like it's going to be good for this particular month, for example. If you look at the price on the auction house right now, it costs 5 per Kaldar, and if you look at the Oreha fusion material, which is the tier 3 equivalent of the same thing, it costs 9 per material. The costs in terms of mats that you need to craft them are very, very similar. If you look 64, 26, 8, and the Oreha, the Kaldar is 56, 28, 7. Very, very similar. Obviously, this is a tier 2 relic and this is a tier 3 relic gathered from different places. Doesn't matter, same thing. If you look at their cost, it's also very, very similar, because if you want to make 30 orejas, it costs 200 gold. If we do a calculator and we divide 200 gold by 30 pieces, that means it costs 6.6 gold per piece of oreja. If we look at the kaldar, it costs 78. And again, if we take a calculator and divide 78 by 30 pieces that we get from one craft, that's 2.6 gold per craft. The difference in between 2.6 and 6.6 is exactly 4 gold, which is the difference in between them on the auction house. 9 and 5, that's 4 gold. So basically, it's more worth it to craft the Kaldar one even right now, as opposed to crafting the Oreja, because the Kaldar just takes that bit fewer materials in that sense, and it is basically valued at exactly the same price if you add the crafting cost to it. Power of the Sage is personally an item that I wouldn't spend my Stone of the Sage to craft. Stone of the Sage costs Adventurers tokens, and I prefer to use my Adventurers tokens for other things as opposed to spam only Adventurer tokens maps, just so I can get as many as possible and then use all of them on this and not buy anything else. Not an item that I want to craft myself. Secret maps are something that I find very interesting. You know, it's sort of a gamble, and I quite like gambling in MMORPGs in general. With the simple things, right? Nothing excessive. So because of this, I enjoy crafting secret maps. It takes about 170 gold at the moment with the current prices to actually get this map crafted, and the crafting cost included, of course. And at the same time, the map itself is not very rewarding. However, there is a chance that from this map you would get, you know, luck items for honing your gear, which makes up a little bit of the cost, right? Not the full cost. And there is also a chance, very small chance, that from those secret maps you would actually get these crafting kits, the master ones even, that sell for a lot of gold. And since we're talking about archaeology, the chance that you can get one of these master craft kits from an archaeology chest makes archaeology in general seem to be the best profession in game, just because it has that one extra little bit of something to it than everything else. Other professions can also give you gear honing materials like fishing and hunting, right? You can craft these from other professions as well. However, only archaeology has the chance of dropping you these kits. In the cooking section, I wouldn't bother with cooking right now. Again, same as with potions, content is easy enough. Before doing an Argos, which is currently the endgame content, everyone goes to someone's plot, gets a feast going, and you have a nice buff for 2 hours. Battle items, again, in a pretty bad state, simply because we get a lot of potions, we get a lot of bombs, we get a lot of grenades, and also all sorts of utility items for free. And there's a ton of them. Flares is an interesting item. A flare is basically an exchange of silver to gold. What it takes to craft is 35 of these, so let's say 1/3 of a bundle. 25 divided by 3, that is I don't know, let's say 7, so we wouldn't do 7.5. So 7 gold on this. We need also 20 pearls, so two bundles here. So 7 plus 4, that's 11 gold. Now with 11 gold and 1128 silver, you will be crafting yourself 3 of these. That is 18 gold. So that's basically, you basically pay 1100 silver for 7 gold. Lastly, before we end the video, I would like to show you another NPC that I think is worth your time, and I think it's actually a pretty good profit right now. A refiner NPC that can be located in any major town. I'm here in Great Castle, part of Yorn, and the NPC is here at towards the southwest, right? So processor NPC, this one also sort of crafts for you, but it crafts only a couple of things. First of all, you can craft yourself the amulet, right? That we use to give us crafting perks, and also tools, yeah, the green ones. And lastly, part materials. This is a very interesting craft right now because very many players are actually getting their Astrays, getting their ghost ships, and want to upgrade them as well, and also other ships as well. So these ship crafting parts actually sell very well. So if we take a deeper look, one of these parts sells for 4 gold, right? And you make 15 per craft. Let's see how much materials cost and if it's better for us to sell these or use them. 8 green woods, we're gonna buy a batch of 10 and pretend that that's what it cost. This is actually more expensive. It's 5 gold, it's just 2 pieces on 3. So it's 5 gold per the wood that we need. We need also green rock. This is 2 gold, so that's 7. We're gonna pretend we need 10 even though we need 8, so it's a bit cheaper. So 5 plus 2, 7. Blue wood, we have 3 pieces, so 1/3 of this batch of this price, that's 7. 7 plus 7, that's 14 gold in total so far, and 3 blue rocks, which is 1/3 of this, that's 3. 14 plus 3, 17 gold, plus another 20. That is 37 gold in order to get 15 parts. 15 parts, I think this is the calculation. 15 parts multiplied by 4 each, that is 60 gold. So 37 paid, even if we buy the mats, and we're just going to request these. These don't even cost any energy. You can just buy the mats and try to sell them, even though there's a lot, as you saw on the auction house for sale. You can sell them, and you just made an easy 23 gold for doing absolutely nothing besides buying and reselling. Blue parts is also something interesting. A few of them, just 21,000, right? And also purple parts. People are not necessarily upgrading their boats yet to where it needs purple parts. So green and blue for the moment. And this was everything from me about the crafting and gathering system in Lost Ark. I'm pretty sure I forgot something, but if I did, it's going to be in a pinned comment down below. I wish you lots of love. I thank you again for watching, and I'm gonna see you really soon. Take care.